Today, a historic event occurred, which is the firing of Bannon from the White House by Chief of Staff Kelly. Bannon declared after his firing that the administration was over in terms of moving in the direction that he and others like him were in favor of. And it was announced that he was going back to Breitbart, which he had been with before becoming a member of the Trump administration. And that's about it. So, a couple of things to break down. I really like how there were so many people leading up to Trump's tenure that were very concerned and worried about what Bannon would do and how his supremacist ways were going to influence the president. And, all of these other theories that, had merit to it because you go and look at his writings and see various scribblings of his. But nonetheless, there was this interpretation that we were going to have 8 years of both Trump and Bannon. You even had members of The View, in particular, Goldberg, or however you pronounce her last name, who, said that Bannon was the real president. And it's funny to go back and watch that. And, now with the retrospective of knowing what happens months later, that, we weren't even going to have to worry about him for more than half a year. And actually, if you want to narrow it down even more in terms of when his influence started sinking away, that's even less than that. So, for the people who are happy about this, I don't want them to start thinking, oh, this means the end of Trump, the end of Trump, the end of Trump, as TYT, declared 2 days ago or so, or whatever, very recently. I want the message derived from this to be that you can't forever be so negative in terms of what you think is going to happen that you allow a really, just something in the White House to influence you and become cynical of how things are. And I know the people, might argue, oh, well, I was happy that Trump would be out and I'm happy that Bannon's out. Yeah, but you have to look at this and say, okay, this is proof that for as bad as I think things are, there are still some silver linings. And I don't see most people doing that other than just focusing on, okay, well, he's out, so that means next one's going. We're going to keep getting people out and getting people out. Never mind that the people who are going to replace them, we also, relatively despise. But nonetheless, make of it what you will. I've just given you my playbook. I think it's kind of telling that this administration has gone through some very intensive power struggles. We've seen Flynn go. We've seen Scaramucci go. We've seen, I think of some other one, Priebus go. There are other members that are lower, Yates, Comey, it's been just a swirl of throwing individuals out of these positions of power via, someone kind of forcing them out in a way or outright firing them or dismissing them, as has happened today. So in this event, and really just kind of what you need to do from this point on, if you're not in favor of most people in that cabinet, is realize these positions typically don't get filled for an entire term or 8 years or for any actual term. You elected Trump to a 4-year term. People already doubt that. But this here is proof, along with all the other ones I named, that these tenures are not long. I get people being upset. I get people being bothered. I get people being disturbed. That's someone who had the known views that Bannon had, potentially was in a position of power. That's something to be bothered by. But you also have to look at the fact that there are others that are also, for better or for worse, infighting with him, and he's not going to be able to be the victor in each of those confrontations.